I'm gonna punch this book in the face. Are they gonna be together in the end or not? The evil power makes them be little salty bitches. They made him into a rug. Hey everyone and welcome to the jungle. My name is Tia and I just started reading The Wheel of Time. Finally. I have been wanting and trying to read this book since I was like 16 or so. It's always been my brother's favorite book. I think my main issue when I was a teen was that the English was slightly more advanced than I was used to. Now that I'm 30 and the series is coming out and everyone is talking about this book again, I thought I have to give it a try now more than ever. And let me tell you, this was a hard book to start, and I think mostly it was because there was so much pressure of me reading it for some weird reason. I put it on myself, definitely. In the fantasy world, this is basically praised just as much as The Lord of the Rings, and the fact that I haven't read either of those is a big no-no. So I felt like I had to read this book, which made it feel like a chore trying to get into it. It took me like 3 or 4 days to get through the first 50 pages, just because it felt like it was so much pressure. I have to like this, and so I didn't, right? Because it wasn't as enjoyable when I had forced myself into it, if you know what I mean. Giggity. But yesterday morning I got past that mark and I went balls deep in this. I read about 110 pages yesterday. I'm at 159 right now and I'm loving it. I feel like there's a lot of plot in it already. There has been so much world building already. I feel like there's a big, vast world. I'm also interested in the quest, even though it is one of those classic chosen one tropes. I still really enjoy it because it feels believable. I don't hate any of the characters, which is really rare for me because I'm a pessimistic bitch. Just the fact that the chosen one in this isn't like magically amazing at everything he does the first time he does it. Yeah, he does kill a Trolloc, but how does he do it? Like accidentally. It's not like he picked up a sword and was a god at fencing, which is the case a lot of time. It's like, it's not believable. You haven't trained this at all. How can you be good at it? And I feel like this shows that really well. I really like that. Also, I really like Egwene, which is a character that I normally would hate. Like the love interest that just fucks everything up and follows along, even like the Kate syndrome from Lost. Like, I'm coming with you. Like, there's no reason for you to come with us. And it does that here as well, but in a way that doesn't make her seem like a spoiled, stupid girl. So far, I really like everyone in their little band. I think Perrin is the one that I don't really have a clear view of for now. I think he's my least favorite of the main characters that we've seen. I really like Rand. I really like, what's her name? I want to say Melisandre. That's totally the wrong series. What's her name? Missandei is also wrong. It's M something, right? Moiraine, right? Moiraine. Really like Moiraine, and I love Rosamund Pike. She's one of my favorite actresses, so the fact that she's gonna be playing her just makes it more exciting. I mean, obviously I don't have that much to say yet. I'm only 150 pages in. I hope you want to make this journey with me because I think there will be laughter and crying. There will definitely be crying if someone kills Bella. Like, I am not a horse girl. I'm even afraid of horses, but if something happens to Bella, I'm gonna punch this book in the face. So this week we're gonna be reading this. We're also gonna be looking at some dogs. I'm so excited. I don't know if I've told everyone before, but we're in the process right now of finding and buying a dog. So we're gonna be reading, why am I clapping the book? It has nothing to do with the book. This week we're actually gonna go and meet up with a breeder. Hopefully I can film some from it. Otherwise I'm just gonna have to cut all of this out. So, you know, if you're hearing this right now in the video, there will be dogs later on. Now that I have my eyebrows on, I have the guts to speak. So I am going to a birthday party today. My boyfriend's sister's birthday. I think we're going to be there for a few hours, so I'm not going to be able to read that much. And I also kind of haven't read that much anyway. I don't know, there's just something about it that just isn't drawing me in. And it's kind of sad because I think I would love it if I did. Maybe it's just one of those things like I need to get past a certain point before I'm like in love with everything. And maybe it is because it's kind of like, I don't want to say outdated because I'm gonna get so much shit for that, but it's like you've seen these things in so many different fantasy franchises after that, And since I experienced those first, this one seems like, oh, this has been done. Maybe the other world started those tropes, you know? I do know what people say now about there being a lot of Lord of the Rings inspiration. Something happens, they ride all night to get to an inn. One of them, Pippin slash Matt, speaks a little bit too much, so they have to run away in the night again because they're chased by dark riders, and they get surrounded, and the only place to go was the place they didn't want to go, Moria slash the dead city, which I can't remember the name of, like the old city, something. I just got to the part where they got past Mordeth and his treasure. Like, they're still there, so I just don't really know the end of it. But I also started to dislike Matt a little bit. Maybe it gets better. It's the first character that I dislike though, which is kind of unlike me to like all the characters except one. I usually hate characters so much. I have a passion for hating. But in this one, the only one that I really don't love is Matt. And it might get worse, it might get better. I don't know, we'll see. Bella isn't dead yet, which is good. It's the character that I really don't want to see hurt. I also really like everything that has to do with Moiraine. Like, she's OP Gandalf. So I'm just doing a little bit of makeup. Usually I don't have that much, which is this. People might think this is too much if they never do makeup, but comparing to what I did when I was younger, shame, and the time it takes for other people sometimes, I'm like, yeah, 15 minutes and I'm usually good. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. And that's my motto overall. I'm always like that. It's not perfect, it's good enough. Something like that maybe. Now just the lips left, but yeah, need to brush my teeth first, sorry. Probably should have done that before going on camera. But day in the life. I'm noticing myself, like, as you can see, I haven't put that much stickers in here. I usually do a lot more. The only stickers that I put in now is things that I feel like I need to remember, like prophecies. I am a sucker for prophecies. Like, I want to be able to, in the end, be like, oh shit, didn't I read that? And jump to that page, like, right away. So all the prophecies, I instantly sticker that. We got back from the party like an hour ago. It was awesome. We got some Oreos, muffins, chocolate balls, and it was just delicious. So for the past hour since we got home, I have been reading, and for the past 40 pages or so, ever since Perrin fell into the water, I was like, what happened to Bella though? The character that I care the most about is Bella. So I've been waiting for just like 40 pages to find out what happens to her. And then we get to the point, it's like, okay, she's fine, she's fine. And now I got to the place where they meet the Wolfman, and instantly there are like wolves coming out, and I'm like, of course the wolves are where Bella is. If something happens to Bella, I was gonna rip the pages out the book. I won't do that, but I'll be mad. I'm not gonna be happy. Something I noticed quite early on when I was looking at the map is that Warcraft has taken so many names from this. It is crazy. I mean, you knew that they did because they've taken some from like A Song of Ice and Fire as well and things like that, but it's like Marathon, really? The Blasted Lands? They're legit just taken from this and put into WoW. Today is Fat Tuesday in Sweden, which means that we are eating a semla or Shrovetide bun, I think it's called in English, but it's like not really the same. I think that just goes for the breading, but you fill it up with marzipan, like a marzipan mixture and cream, and it's absolutely delicious. Yeah, it's its own day. I'm about like 2/3 through the book, almost 3/4, through about 3/4. Hard. I'm enjoying it way more now. So much better at the like halfway point. Before that, it was just like traveling, and that was basically all that it was. I still don't like Matt, but I think they're doing one of those, you know, Ron with the Slytherin Horcrux or Frodo with the ring, where it's like the evil power makes them be little salty bitches. I hope that it gets better when he loses the dagger. I also think that the story with Perrin is the best one so far. The latest part with like Rand and Matt being hobby heavy gleaming has been really nice. I like how they utilize what they learned on the boat to get house room and food and stuff like that. This has been taking me way too long. I was 2 books ahead of my schedule for like the overall year, and now I'm like almost behind on the schedule. Still not sure where it's going completely. I don't know, will I actually get to Tarvalon in this one, or will that be like the story in the first 3 books or something? Because I feel like they've been traveling not that far if you look at the map for a very long time in the book. It's like it's only a quarter left and they're still only in Camelin, so it's like I don't think they're gonna even make it to Tarvalon. At least they got to Camelin. That's something, I guess. I'm a little bit worried what's gonna happen next because none of the others are there. So will this be just us following the others now until they caught up with them? Or will something go down in Camelin? I think the latter. I don't know if I told you guys that we have an aquarium. It was my boyfriend who was like absolutely obsessed with aquarium videos for a while. And so, you know, obviously he got one. I'm gonna show you up close, wait. So that's Seagood. He was the first one. I don't know why I gave him like an old dude name, but I think it fits. These oysters we got actually from a restaurant like the day before we got the aquarium. We asked the guy who gave them out, we were like, can we keep the shells? And then he asked everyone else in the restaurant if they could also give up their shells. So we have like, I don't know, like 40 oyster shells just laying around. Then we have some snails right there. So right there is our very first brown snail. I named him Marvolo from Voldemort's father, obviously. There he is. His name is Flash because he's so fast. Oh, look at that. A Rexar's out and about. I think Hopper is dying. I got to the point where he got thrusted down by a fucking spear and I just stopped. And now I don't want to continue because I don't want the animal to die. Why do the animals have to die? Why can't the people die? Why can't Matt die? I don't want the animals to die. First the fox was shredded to bits, and now Hopper is being thrust with a spear through his ribs. Made him into fucking fur. They made him into a rug. Is Hopper never again gonna get mentioned? Is it just like, oh, he died now, bye. Justice for Hopper. Never forget. I just found yet another thing that Warcraft has taken from the Wheel of Time. Lan's father, Alakir. Alakir is the name of the Wind Lord in Warcraft. I don't know why, but it's almost like too fitting that the series that I will read alongside this will be Warcraft, because they share so many names. Obviously it's Warcraft taking it from the Wheel of Time, and I've known this because they've done it for other things as well, like taking inspirations for names and for storylines in the game. I mean, they have an entire island dedicated to Lost, which I freaked out when I first saw reading this and just seeing the names and be like, oh my god, I know that name. I don't know, it's exciting to me. I don't know if Lan's father has anything to do with the wind. If he does, that will be just like next level. I don't know, I just really like those meta sort of connections that it's like, if you know, you know. Guess who just finished the book? This girl. First of all, the conversation between Lan and the Wisdom had me... yeah, it brought me to tears. I don't know why. It was just like this little thing he said, and I just lost it. And I feel like that's one of the main things that makes me want to continue the series. I just need to know what happens with them. Are they gonna be together in the end or not? Probably not. Impossible love. So fucking cheesy. That was one of the better parts in the book for me. I mean, I don't think anyone that read this ever doubted that Rand was gonna be the dragon. It was just slightly anticlimactic for me, I think, how it all just ended. I was hyped as fuck when they went down to the eye, and then they just went up again, and they did nothing in there. They were like, oh, they went down and looked at it, and there's like, okay, now we're done, and then they went out. Why? I mean, there's probably an explanation at some point. It just felt like we needed to know what's there for it then to be like activated or something, but I don't know. I would have just wanted them to have done something down there to make something happen. Oh, he's like half a mile away on some hill, and that's when the eye is activated. I don't know. Still though, I feel like I'm just complaining. I loved it. I really did. I am excited to start the new one. I didn't think so. At like 75% of the book, I was like, oh shit. Why did I say that I was gonna read all of these books in this series? I'm gonna die. But the last parts just saved it. I thought that's weird. I thought that everything was so dragged out in like the first half, and then in the last quarter, everything happened so fast. The journey from Falador, is that what it's called, to the Eye would have taken like 4 chapters if it was written earlier in the book. That was kind of weird for me, because that was when it started to get interesting, and all of a sudden it just happened really fast. But I would rather have it all that fast than have it all the pace that it was in the beginning. I thought the battle with the Trollocs, where Rand just like shows up in the middle of it and just like brings fucking hell, was awesome. Also, Matt, I don't hate anymore. I think he's starting to become the comic relief. I really feel like he is the Ronald Weasley of the series. He's like the comic relief friend that got subdued by the dark power and was a little bitch, just like Ron was. Perrin is still super interesting to me. I love everything that's going on with him. I'm loving how he's becoming more like primal. I hope they don't take that away from him. Egwene, I'm like, to be honest, I started out liking her because she wasn't like this liability that they always write women companions as. Felt like she became more of the liability companion as the book progressed. You know you're not gonna be with her, Rand. Why are you so obsessed with this girl? I feel like we don't really know why, because we don't really know their history together. We're just told that, oh, these are old flames. Like, root for them. Like, no. Him and the Crown Princess though. Yes, Rand, you should go for that. Don't think about Egwene anymore. I don't dislike her. It's not like I'm like, oh, just please die already. But their whole love story, I don't know really why it's there. And I hope that it's not continued like this strong bond throughout the entirety of the novels. I'm kind of scared that it will be, but I do not ship those two. I am hyped that Bella was alive throughout this entire story. Bella is probably gonna die at some point. I don't think she'll be alive for all the 14 books, but she was alive for the first one throughout the entirety, so that made me happy. I'm not even a horse girl. I'm scared of horses. No, don't come near me, but this one, yeah, Bella. And Artax, if we're gonna mention horses. There are actually so many good horses in fantasy and so many bad ones in real life. Sorry if you love horses, I just don't. Speaking about him taking some inspiration from Tolkien, I feel like Padan Fain, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, I feel like he is this story's version of Gollum, or Smeagol at least. He follows them because he has this like great need to do so and is overpowered with dark powers, and he's like a shell of his former self. I don't know, I feel like he's supposed to be some sort of Smeagol of the story. Not sure if I'm that excited about that. Like, I don't know what they're gonna use him for. Are they gonna torture him? Or maybe they'll go the other way around and try to heal him to get him to confess things. There's so many I don't knows with this, which is great because usually it's like I can figure this out. And some things were a little bit obvious. Like, it's obvious that Rand is the dragon. It's obvious that Matt got like tainted by the dagger, you know, things like that. But there are a lot of things where I have no idea what's gonna happen. Don't know how this series ends at all. Everything is so new to me. My speculations are that this is some sort. Okay, so I've noticed that a lot of other books and a lot of franchises have taken stuff from this. Shouldn't say taken. They've gotten inspired by the things that happened. So I think that this might be, you know, the whole magical number 7. You know, they said that this is one of the 7 sigils that keeps him in prison, basically. And that just makes me think of Voldemort, you know, how he splits his soul into 7. This might not be exactly like that, but I feel like this is not the end of the Dark One by any means, and I think that there might be 6 more pieces or whatever of him. I don't know, I might be all wrong here, but if I would guess, that's how this would end. I think there will be a completely different story in the second one. Like, the main focus would obviously be the hunt, because that's the name of the book, right? But I think after a while we'll get back to the, oh, the Dark One still is here. You were wrong, you did not kill him after all. And yeah, he will have to kill him over and over again or something. I have ordered the second book, it's on its way. I will first read Rise of the Horde, and then I will read another book before that. I think that I will read Shadow and Bone, because I just recently saw that Netflix is making a show about that. I had no idea that they would, but I think they're already done with filming. I have the book already, so I'm gonna get to that. I am going to do a reading vlog for every single one of the Wheel of Time books. If you're a long-time fan, I hope you wanna come with me on this journey of discovering what you've already found and loved, and I hope I do not offend your favorite characters. This will change probably. In the end, I might hate Matt again, who knows. So I think that this will be a roller coaster of emotions. Come with me on this roller coaster, but buckle up. Oh, that's so cheesy. No. For the next video, it is either going to be a tag. I have been tagged in so many things, so there might be some tag videos between this one and the Warcraft review, and I think I'm going to make it like a storytelling sort of review, because I think that the most people who search for these books want to know what they're about without reading them. I might be wrong, but I want to make it both a review and a sort of storytelling sort of thing. We'll see. So if you're excited for any of that, and if you want to see any more book-related videos from me or other vlogs, subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and comment down below. That was the third part. I was like, what's the last thing? Comment down below if you like this video or if you have any book suggestions for me. Thanks everyone. Bye.